Let us start a new topic, trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions of sum and difference of two angles. Sum and difference of two angles. So basically we are looking for something like this, sine A plus B. Now I'll tell you what it will be, sine A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now this will be a formula that we will derive here and we will learn it as it is, so that it will simplify a lot of things for us, and in this process we will also find sine A minus B, cos A plus B, cos A minus B, etc. Right? And similarly we will do it for tan also, and of course rest of the ratios can be derived from these. Now these will simplify a lot of things. For example, if you need to find sine 15 degrees, what you can do is you can write it like this, sine 45 minus 30, right? And then using this formula that we are going to derive here, you can find sine A cos B, cos A sin B, which are very easy because sine 45 is known, sine 30 is you know very well, cos 45, cos 30 are easier to memorize. So you will not have to memorize the value of sine 15 degrees, which is pretty easy. You can memorize that value also, but it will simplify a lot of things. For example, sine 75 can be written as sine 45 plus 30. Okay. Apart from this also, there may be other usages of these identities. We will have direct questions based on these identities in your class. So now first I can prove it in multiple ways, but first thing I wanted to focus on is, number one thing that you know, sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, right? This is we have already talked about. Cos of minus theta is cos theta, right? You remember in a unit circle we said that this angle here, if I rotate it in clockwise direction, right, if this is theta, then this is negative angle, right? Or I denote it by minus theta, right? So we said that sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, because this is what, which quadrant is this? This is fourth quadrant. Cos is positive here, right? So cos of minus theta will be cos theta, sine of minus theta will be minus sine theta, and I have shown it using a unit circle also. So this is something you should be comfortable with. If you are not, then I would advise you to go to the previous lectures and then come back to this one. So this is something that we will use in this lecture. Apart from this, let me start with a very simple proof using this rectangle here. I am drawing this rectangle on your screen. Now this is a rectangle, okay? So all of these angles are 90 degrees each. Now inside this rectangle, I want to draw a triangle which is a right angle triangle. Okay, so this is a triangle where this is my right angle and the hypotenuse of this triangle is 1 unit. So I took a rectangle, okay, inside that rectangle I drew a triangle in such a way that its hypotenuse is 1 unit. This is mathematically possible. This is very well a valid diagram, right? Okay, so if you can draw this diagram, and let us say this angle here is angle A and this angle here is angle B. So what can you say about this complete angle? This complete angle is angle A plus B. And if this angle is angle A plus B, what about this angle? This angle is alternate interior angle, so this is also A plus B, right? Okay, and we can talk about other angles also like this, because this is angle A, this is 90 degrees. So what will be this angle? This will be 90 minus A. And if this angle is 90 minus A, this angle is 90, what will be this angle? Now you know that this is straight angle, right? It has to give me 180 degrees. So this is 90 minus A, this is 90. So this angle will surely be A. So if I add these three angles, it will give me 180. Alright. So if this is angle A, this is 90, this angle will be 90 minus A. So you can work out these very easily. Now look at this. What I am going to use here is the basic knowledge that we discussed in very first lecture of trigonometry. If this is theta, this is r. Okay. So we said that this will be r cos theta and this side will be r sin theta. Which side is r sin theta? The side opposite to theta. And which side is r cos theta? The side adjacent to theta. And we also said if r is 1, then this side will be cos theta and this side will become sin theta. So we will use that. Now let us look at this right angle triangle here. The hypotenuse is 1 unit and this angle here is angle B. So what can I say about this side which is adjacent to angle B? That this side will be 1 cos beta, cos B. So I'll write it as cos B. This side length is cos B, right? And the side opposite to B, angle B, this side is sin B. Let me write it inside. Sin B. Okay, I think there should be no difficulty in writing these values. Now look at this triangle here. The hypotenuse for this triangle, that is this side, is cos B and this angle is angle A. So side adjacent to angle A will be, let us say this hypotenuse was R, then this side would have been R cos A, this side. Now this hypotenuse is cos B, so this side will be cos B cos A, right? What I am saying is, if this side is R, this angle is A, then this will be R cos A. Now R itself is cos B, so this will be cos B cos A. Similarly, you can think about this side here. This will be cos B sin A or cos B sin A, or we can write it as sin A cos B. Okay. Now think about this triangle here. This is also a right angle triangle. Now hypotenuse in this triangle is sin B. So this angle being A, the adjacent side will be, this side will be sin B cos A, right? I hope you are finding these very simple, because I am not telling anything that is difficult here. Now this angle is 90 degrees, this angle, and this side is 1 unit. The side opposite to A plus B, this angle, will be sin A plus B, sin A plus B, right? And what will be the side adjacent to this angle? It will be cos A plus B, alright? That is up to this point. Alright, now this portion is left only. What will be this portion? Now see, this is angle A, opposite this angle A will be sin B sin A, sin B sin A, that is this portion. Okay, now I think I have got all of these, so I can simply find the values that I desire to find. For example, sin of A plus B. In this rectangle, the opposite sides are of course equal, so this sin A plus B will be equal to sum of this expression and this expression. So I am writing these in this way. This is sin A cos B, sin A cos B, and this can be written as cos A sin B. So I'll add this cos A sin B, right? I've just used a simple fact that opposite sides of a rectangle are equal, so I could find the value of sin A plus B. Alright, so this is one of the formula or equations that I wanted to find out, or identities. Now cos A plus B, cos A plus B is going to be equal to, now opposite sides are equal in a rectangle, so this side is equal to this complete side. So what about this segment here, cos A plus B? It will be this, that is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So it will be equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Alright. Now I have found sin A plus B, cos A plus B. I have still not spoken about sin A minus B or cos A minus B. Okay, let us do it here itself, because this is pretty simple. If you can think that this angle B can be replaced with minus B. If I replace this angle with minus B, I'll have to replace angle B with minus B everywhere in this formula, right? And this will be perfectly valid. So using this fact, let me write it here. Sine A minus B will be equal to sine A cos, now I'll replace B with minus B here, okay? Then plus cos A sine of, I'll again replace that B with minus B. So minus B here. Now we very well know that cos of minus theta is cos theta. So sine A cos B, this is nothing but cos B, plus cos A minus sine B. Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So this sine of minus B will be minus sine B. So this plus sign I can replace it with negative sign and write it like this, cos A sine B, right? So sine minus B is minus sine B, so I can bring that sign here. Now the identity that I have got is this, okay? Let me write it here. Sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. This is for sine A minus B. Similarly, you can find identity for cos A minus B. Cos A minus B will be, now I'll replace this B with minus B. So cos A cos of minus B minus sine A sine of minus B. These are pretty simple for you because cos of minus theta is cos theta. So it will give me cos A cos B. And now see, sine of minus B will give me minus sine B. So this minus and the minus that will come out of it will become positive. So plus sine A sine B. Or in one step you can write it as minus sine B, then minus minus you can show as plus, then in the next step you will write this. So I have found cos A minus B equal to cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. Okay, let us quickly find tan A plus B. Now to find, let me again create this rectangle here. And I'll create that right angle triangle once again. Now this is a rectangle, so all of these angles are 90 degrees each. And this is the right angle triangle that I have taken, with this angle being the right angle. Now this time the only different thing I am doing here is I am taking this side as 1 unit, right? So this is very well possible, so I have taken it. Now again I'll take this angle as angle A, this angle as angle B. Now you have to think a little bit on this line. Let me help you. If this is R, we said that this side is R cos theta, right? You understand this much. Now if I tell you that this is theta and this side is R cos theta, what can you say about this side? Now this side is R cos theta, this side will be R cos theta divided by cos theta, okay? And if you can think it other way around also. For example, this side is not given, for example this side is given. I am referring to this triangle here. Now you want this side, okay? You can think that this side length multiplied with cos of this angle would have given you this, right? This side multiplied with cos of this angle would have given you this, right? So what will be this side? This side will be this side divided by cos of this angle. So this side will be this side divided by cos of this angles, that is 1 upon cos A. Now you can think this side is 1 upon cos A, so this into cos of this angle is going to give you this side, which is okay, right? I hope you are able to think in the manner I want you to. Okay, so I can say that this side is 1 upon cos A. And if you can think this much, you can say this opposite side will be this side into sine of this angle, that is 1 upon cos A into sine A, 1 upon cos A into sine A. What is this? This is tan A, right? This is tan A. So I wrote it just to show it to you. So I will write it as tan A. Otherwise I would have written it directly that it is tan A. Now this angle is 90. This is 90 minus A. So this angle will be A. Alright. And this angle is 90 minus A. We already know. This complete angle is angle A plus B. So this angle is going to be A plus B. Right. Now see, this side is 1 plus cos A. Then what will be this hypotenuse? Whatever this hypotenuse is, if you multiply that length with cos of B, then you would have got this length. Let us say this length is T. So then I can say T cos B is equal to 1 upon cos A. So what is T? T is going to be equal to 1 upon cos A into cos B. So can I write this side as 1 upon cos A into cos B? Yes. So this side here is 1 upon cos A into cos B. Okay, I can also write it as secant A secant B, but I am not doing that because I want the results in form of tan, right? I am looking for a formula for tan of A plus B. Okay. Now this angle is angle B and this side is opposite this angle B. Alright. So this hypotenuse I already know. So I'll multiply this length of hypotenuse with sine of B to obtain this side. So this side here will be this length into sine of B. So if I, let me do it. Otherwise you should be able to write it directly also. So this will be into sine of B. Now you see sine B by cos B will become tan B, right? So this is tan B by cos A. So this length is tan B by cos A. Alright. Let me change the color also. This length here is tan B upon cos A. And I am doing nothing apart from this, which was pretty first lecture, basics of first lecture. So if this hypotenuse you know is tan B by cos A and this angle is A, so this multiplied with cos A will give you this length. So this is tan B, right? Tan B by cos A into cos A will be this, which is tan B, and tan B by cos A into sin A will give you this segment. Tan B by cos A into sin A. What is this? Sin A by cos A? Tan A, right? So this segment here, this one can be written as tan A tan B. So let me do that. I am erasing these things so that the diagram remains comprehensible. Otherwise it will become very messy. So this is tan A tan B, right? This length here is 1 unit. So what can you say about this remaining length? This is 1 minus tan A tan B, right? This complete length is 1 unit and this segment was tan A tan B. So remaining length is 1 minus tan A tan B. Now you see this triangle here. This angle is A plus B and this hypotenuse of this triangle is 1 upon cos A cos B. So otherwise what you can think is, let's not go into this. Think about this. Already the question is solved because this is tan A, this is tan B. So what will be this opposite side? This will be sum of these segments, tan A plus tan B, right? Because these are opposite sides of a rectangle. So this plus this will give you the opposite side. Now think about this triangle here. What will be tan of this angle? Tan of, let me write it here, tan of A plus B. And we know tan of an angle is opposite by adjacent side, right? TOA. So tan of A plus B will be equal to opposite, that is tan A plus tan B. tan A plus tan B divided by this adjacent side, that is 1 minus tan A tan B. So this is another formula that I want you to learn, that tan A plus B is equal to tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. I hope this derivation or this proof was pretty simple for you. Tan A plus B is equal to tan A plus tan B divided with 1 minus tan A tan B, right? And we also know that tan of minus theta is also minus of tan theta, right? And if some of you don't know, then at least you know what you know is tan theta is equal to sin theta upon cos theta. Now you replace theta with minus theta and you will learn that tan minus theta will come out to be minus tan theta because of this here. Alright, so what I can do is I can simply find formula for tan A minus B by replacing B with minus B. So tan A, now if I replace this B with minus B, tan of minus B will become minus tan B. So let me write it as minus tan B here, and divided with 1 minus tan A will remain as it is. This tan B, if I replace B with minus B, this will become minus tan B, and because of that this minus will become plus. So this will become 1 plus tan A tan B, right? So if I want to write this formula collectively, as you may find in some of the books, so you can write it as tan of A plus minus B, A plus minus B is equal to tan A plus minus tan B divided by 1 minus plus tan A tan B. So if I've got a plus sign here, I'll have plus sign here and minus here, and then if I have got minus, then these signs will be changed. So this is formula for tan of A plus B. So I have found all these formula, that is sin A plus B, sin A minus B, cos A plus B, cos A minus B, and similarly for tan A plus B and tan A minus B. So these are something that you need to memorize, right? You can write these formula at one place and then try and memorize these, because these have to be memorized. You have to be very quick in producing these formulas as and when they are required. So you cannot derive these formula as and when they are required. You have to memorize these. There are other ways also of proving these, as is given in your NCERT book. That is also a pretty good way to prove it, and this is something that we have been talking in the previous lectures about that circle, right? So what you can do is, as is given in your NCERT book, let me give you that idea also before proceeding. For example, if you take this circle and let it be a unit circle. What I mean by unit circle, that radius is 1 unit, and we know this formula L equal to r theta, right? If radius is 1 unit, then length of arc is equal to the angle in radian. What is this angle? This is the angle that this length of arc is subtending at the center. Okay, all right. So in this circle, what is given in that book is, if I take any angle, let us say this angle is angle, let us denote it by alpha, okay, and then if I take this angle here and denote it by beta, so what will be this total angle? This will be alpha plus beta, right? What will be this total angle? This will be alpha plus beta. Now what are the coordinates of this point? This is a unit circle, so the coordinates of this point here are 1, 0. What are the coordinates of this point? This angle being alpha, the coordinates of this point are cos alpha, sin alpha. And similarly I can say about coordinates of this point. This point will have coordinates cos alpha plus beta, sin alpha plus beta, right? Now this much angle, this angle beta, okay, I am cutting this angle on the negative side. Let us say this angle is angle beta, so I'll write it as minus beta, because I am taking it in clockwise sense? So whether this value or the absolute value of this angle or the opening of this, the opening between these two rays is going to be the same as this opening, right? So beta and minus beta are equal in absolute values. It's just that that is being drawn in clockwise sense and this is in anti-clockwise sense. So that is why this sign minus beta is here, right? So what I'm trying to say is the coordinates of this point are going to be cos of minus beta, cos of minus beta, and sine of minus beta, right? And if you know this much, then you will appreciate that if I join these 2 points and if I join these 2 points, now what have I done? I have joined these points because if you look at this chord and this chord, what are they subtending at the center? This angle, and this chord is subtending this angle, and these angles are equal in absolute values, right? This angle is equal to this angle. I hope it is clear to you. This is, see, this opening is alpha plus beta, whether this angle is minus beta because this was drawn in clockwise sense. But if you talk about this complete angle, this will be equal to, or this opening will be equal to this much, right? The point I'm trying to make is that this chord will be equal to this chord in length because they are subtending equal angle at the center, right? So now you can apply distance formula on these and find value of cos alpha plus beta and sin alpha plus beta. How do you apply the distance formula? See, to find this length here, I'll do cos alpha plus beta minus 1 squared plus sin alpha plus beta minus 0 squared. So it will be this. Now this is, I'll need to take square root to find this distance, but I'm squaring both sides. So I'll leave it like this. For this length of this chord, what I'll do is cos alpha, and cos of minus beta is nothing but cos beta. So cos alpha minus cos beta squared plus sin alpha, this is minus sin beta, so sin alpha minus of minus sin beta, so it will be sin alpha plus sin beta squared. Now I'm not applying the square root on this side also because I've squared both sides. So this is a relation that I've got. Now I'll open these. So this will become cos square alpha plus beta plus 1 minus twice of cos alpha plus beta, and this is sin square alpha plus beta. So this is my left hand side, and if you notice on the left hand side, this angle and this sin square of some angle plus cos square of the same angle will become 1. So the left hand side now can be written as, let me write it here, this is 1 and I'll have to add this one here, so 2 minus 2 cos alpha plus beta. See, if you could understand how I took these angles, right, and why these chords are equal in length, after that it's just the calculation part. You don't have to pay attention to these calculations that I am doing until and unless you try them yourselves and fail to do that calculation. Then you come back to it and see my calculation. Otherwise, if you have learned this much, you can very well close this lecture, right, or close this article, okay, because this is only the calculation part that is left. So on the right hand side, if I square these, I'll have cos square alpha plus cos square beta minus 2 cos alpha cos beta. So I'll have cos square alpha plus cos square beta minus 2 cos alpha cos beta, and from this I'll have sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus 2 sin alpha sin beta, 2 sin alpha sine beta. And if you notice, this plus this and this plus this, these will be 1. Cos square alpha plus sine square alpha will be 1, and sine square beta plus cos square beta will be 1. So I'll have 2 minus 2 cos alpha cos beta plus 2 sine alpha sine beta. And on the left hand side I had 2 minus 2 cos alpha plus beta. So you can cancel this 2, and minus signs will also be taken care of. No, because I've got, this is, yes, this you can cancel it, but then you'll have to change this also. So let us do it slowly. So we can cancel this 2 from all of these terms. Now I am multiplying both sides with minus 1, let us say. So it will be cos alpha plus beta equal to, now this minus will become plus because I am multiplying both sides with minus 1. So this will give me cos alpha cos beta, and then this will become minus sine alpha sine beta. So this is the same thing that we got above in that rectangle derivation. Alright. So you need to memorize these formulae that we have derived.